Awesome, dude. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. It's like fucking good. It's so oh my god, it was fucking cool as shit. Oh my god. There's the live stream. Somebody's in yet? Oh, yeah. Yes. 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 Okay. Theory plus AI. Epic. Epic. You may have to use my better microphone. I'm not sure. Do you want this one? I don't know. We'll see. Where's the cord? There we go. There's a cord. There's no cord here. Yeah, no, I'll get it. To take your cord. Long time ago. Yes, it is. Yeah, you're in the right place, Shanahan. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, good. All right. Is it? Did I sound okay? Or is it okay? Is it? What's it sounding like? Hey, Cola. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Hey, can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Hello. Hello. It's better. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, y'all give me a minute here. Oh, sounds good. Yeah, so it's going to sound and probably going to sound a little bit echoey here. So y'all just bear with me if you don't mind. I'm going to probably I didn't know the sound was going to be this bad. So I'm taking the roll. So y'all hold on just a second here. I'll see. All right, so I tell you what, just do this. Type your name into the little block there if you don't mind, so I can know who you are, so I can put you on the roll. Type your name into the block. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is get you guys logged into my Gemsys. Okay. So I need you to go to your computer, and I want you to go to this website right here. Uh, mygemsys.org/elite organization Georgia. Start with that. Oh, Shamika. Hey, Shamika. Okay, I got you. I have you on the roll, on the roster. All right, make it just catch up with everybody else. I want everybody to get to this website, mygenesis.org/elite/organization Georgia. Y'all bear with me. I'm just making sure everybody's into the it's into the My Genesis system. I got you on the roll, Desiree. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is figure out what your username was for My Genesis. If you don't have, if you need that, I can give it to you. I also made a new password just so you can get on here. So here, I'll tell you what. Let me just do this. All right. So we'll log in here. All right, let's talk about let's look at cola. Cola, you with me? Hold on, Xavier. I'm gonna do cola first. Cola, are you with us? Yeah. All right, so cola, your username is this. Did you catch that? Your password is going to be easy123, all lowercase. EASY 123. All right, let's see who else we got. We got Blount. All right, it's mygymsys.org/elite. This is the website. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do Blount. All right, Blount. This is your username, Blount. Did you get that? Well, all right. Next, we're going to do Violet. All right, this is your username, Violet. D Violet. Remember to observe upper and lowercase characters. Okay. All right. Is that Cheyenne? Here's Brazil. Ramos. Hold on. All right, let me get Ramos in there. Ramos, here's yours. Yeah, I just gave you your username, Violet. Let me try that. Let me try yours again. Let me give you yours again. So this is your username. Oh, hold on. I didn't get Ramos in there. Hold on. Let me get Ramos in there real quick. All right, there's dial. There's yours. All right. Ramos, here's yours. All right, that's Ramos. That's your username. All right, the password is for everybody is the same one. Easy 123. Easy 123 is your easy 123. Easy 123. That's your password, right? Ramos. Ramos. Wanya. Let me make sure I got everybody before we move any further, okay? All right, so Okoye, Stroud, and Crowley are not here. Okoye, Crowley, and Stroud. Okay. But we do have Ramus, Brazil, Violet, Blount, Shamika Matthews, and Cola. Shamika, your username. This is your username, Shamika. It gave you. It makes a username. It makes a username for you. They picked S Matthews. I would have picked Mika. That would have been pretty cool. Awesome. Okay, so once you're logged in, you should all be looking at this. That is that what we're look? Is that what you're seeing? Is anybody not seeing this? Yeah, just let me know that you can go move on because I'm not there. I can't look at your screen. Okay, so you're gonna have to work with me here. Blind, is this the screen you're looking at? Does it look like this? Your license expires on this day or whatever, or some type of announcement. You have to log in. All right, so you would have logged in. Are you seeing this? Yeah, okay. Everybody should be on the announcement page. Is anybody not seeing this page? So Blount, you're seeing this page here. Is that what you're telling me? Cheyenne, you're seeing this page here. That's what you're telling me. Okay, good. All right. I just want to make sure. I'm sorry, I cannot see your screen, so I don't know. I'm having to work blind here. All right. Now we're going to start an incident. So everybody's looking at this page. Going to go up here to the top. Okay. You click on incidents, and that's going to have you scroll down. And there's a little bit of delay here, so y'all just bear with me. All right. Now you're going to select Jim says PCR EMS 3.5. And then you're going to click on that link. And you should be looking at this. So when you get to this page, let me know. Okay. All right. So just so I know, I got this straight. Wanya, Shan, Desiree, Ephraim, Shamika, and Cola are all looking at this page here with the little numbers with the form on it. Is that right? Okay, cool. We're gonna knock one out. Okay, we're gonna start off with just an introduction. Oh, actually, we're gonna do two exactly. I'm gonna do one, and then you're gonna do one. Okay. All right. So just do what I do. Okay. All right. So number one, incident number. Type any incident number you want. I'm going to type. Okay. Okay. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave this unit notified dispatch date and time blank. Okay. All right. You follow me so far? And if you look at the bottom of the page, you're going to see this number down here at the bottom, 21. All right. So when you hit 21, when you see 21, then what you're going to do is click next. You're going to add a crew member. I always pick this guy. He was one of my students before, Abdul Kadir. So he's your partner. Abdul is your partner today. Okay, yeah, no problem. We hold on. We got some people that want to go back. No problem. PCR info, incident number, EMS response number. When you got to this page and you put these two things in there, it should have said 21 on it. When this page looks like that, tell me that you're ready to move to the next page. All right, got it. Okay, great. All right. All right, let me know. We got a few more in here. If you're ready to move on, tell me you're ready to move on, okay? Great. All right, now I'm adding a crew member. Moving to the next page. So I'm going to the crew member, and I'm going to add this guy, Kadir. Who, by the way, if you guys hadn't figured it out yet, I get a lot of people from around the world in my class, and this guy is actually in Saudi right now. He's actually working on an ambulance in Saudi. Felt pretty good about that. All right, now we're going. Once you have him in there, now you're going to click next. You're going to choose a reason. I like to pick abdominal pain. Your validation should be 27%. All right, moving right along. Okay, awesome. So now you're going to select that. Now we're going to select this abdominal pain. We're going to move on to the next page. Now we're on unit info. So EMS call sign, just click Med 1. Unit transport and equipment capability, BLS ground transport. That puts it as, I always like to put this on here. EMS first unit on scene, we're 73%. Moving right along. Excuse me. Sorry. All right, response info. Type of service requested. 911 response to the scene. Response mode to the scene. Non-emergent. You should be at 84%. Awesome. That's a cute emoji. I think emojis are pretty cool, by the way. All right, next we're going to go to number of patients at the scene. Make sure you pick this none. No patients at the scene. Unit disposition. No patient found. Okay. Crew disposition. You're going to have to scroll down a little bit. Back in service, no care, support services required. That's going to drop you down to 75%. When you're ready to move on, your page looks like mine. Let me like sound off. Move wrong. All right, now we're going to go to the next page. All right, you're going to select from this drop down private residence. The incident address is 123 Elm Street. Or you could put whatever address you want to put in there. I really don't care. And then you could you could go over here and put a type in a postal code. You can put any postal code. I'm going to put mine. I'm going to put the one for the office. That puts me at 89%. All right, let me know you're ready to move on. Good deal. All right, moving right along. All right, now we're going to go to we're going to go to next. There's nothing we have to do on this page, so we're going to move on to the next page. All right, now this is very important that you follow these instructions, okay? It's very important that you do exactly what I do at this point. All right, who's ready to continue? All right. Okay. All right, great. All right, so we're going to start at the top. See this little clock icon right here on the right? You're gonna hit that. You're gonna hit the button. Hit the clock icon button. All right. We're gonna do the next thing for dispatch notified time and date. Unit notified by dispatch date and time. Hit cancel here. It's going to unit en route date and time. You're going to click this blank, click the clock. What's important to know here is, and also that we never we went on scene, but we never made it to the patient. It's important that this remains blank because if you if all of a sudden you put, oh, we had a patient, the validation in this thing is going to kick up, and it's going to want a bunch of patient information. Unit back in service. Oh, now it wants me to go back and update these two items over here. Oh, I have to give him a role. I forgot. I'm going to give him a primary caregiver at scenes. Dispatch, lower acuity. And now I got 100%. All right, let me know when you reach the same 100%. All right. Awesome. Blount's got 100. Huh. All right, just hold up for everybody else to get 100 here. Who else is I'm waiting for everybody else to have 100%. Okay. All right, good deal. All right, now I'm going to move on. All right, so now we're going to go up here and save this. Hit the save button. Okay. And then we're going to go to the bottom of the page here. We're going to click on Finish Incident. You're going to click that link. We're going to mark it as finished. Awesome, Shamika. 100%. Yeah. Now we're going to click somewhere outside of that, and you're going to hit close. Oh, you look at there. Oh, what happened, Desiree? We're at 93% here. And what happened to all right, who is this? Is this is this Cola? Is that who's having a problem here? Cola, is that you? I don't know who SKP allow is. I don't know. But I don't see you on there. I don't see that you've completed a PCR. Okay, all right. So now, all right. So Cola, let's get Cola logged in. And Desiree, we need you to get your PCR up to 100%. Yeah. Okay. Okay. There we go. I see what's happening. I'm on your page here. See these two times right here? Okay. All right. Hold on, Cola. All right. See, you got them out of sequence. So Desiree, here's what happened. See, now you're 100%. Now I'm going to save it, and now I'm going to finish it. All right, great. So now you're going to start all over. So now let me get Cola in. Cola, where you been, man? This is your Cola. This is your username. Your password is easy, EASY 123. It's going to want you to change your password when you get in there. Desiree, I finished it for you. I took care of it for you. Just exit out of that page and move on. I fixed it for you. Just hit the close button. All right, so we're waiting for Cola to get logged in. So Cola, when you get logged in, we'll go through another round of this, okay? Should make you just hit the close link on there. Hit close. Hit the close button on there. All right, Cola, did you get logged in yet? Okay. All right. I don't know if Cola's still with us or not. All right, Cola. Whatever you're doing, you're not just holding everybody else up. All right, so let's make another one. All right, so now you should be looking at click incidents. Uh, Georgia emails kind of off your screen. You're going to click on Georgia EMS 3.5 form. We're going to make another PCR. We're going to do exactly what we did before. Okay. When you're looking at this page and you're ready to start all over again, let me know. Okay, great, Cola. Now you're going to click the link at the top of the page. Hold on, let me back up for Cola. Let me just log out. All right, Cola, when you see this page, all right, Cola, you should be looking at this page as soon as you logged in. They're going to click on incident Georgia EMS 3.5 PCR form. So, Cola, are you looking at this now or what? All right. Anyway, you can click on that, and you should be looking at this again. So now I want to see you guys do another. Let's do another PCR. We'll do another one together, but and you guys can try to keep up with me, okay? Okay, so PCR info. I'm going to type in. I'm going to type in this. Okay. Type in a random. Put something in there. Doesn't matter what it is. Go eat cake. I'm going to add. Oh, I don't think I didn't like this. It's we're going to avoid putting this time in there because you'll see that's going to make it complicated later. True member, I'm going to go back to adding Abdul again. I'm going to give him a role. Dispatch reason, abdominal pain. I'm going to hit med one. Okay, did everybody see that? Did I go too fast for you? Yeah. We'll see how you do. Now, keep in mind the requirement here is to do 5 of these. Okay, I don't know if you know that. We have to do 5 of these. This isn't just a one-off thing. We have to keep doing this until you guys successfully do 5, and they have to be like 99% or better. It doesn't look like Cola's joining us here. I don't see any PCRs from Cola. Hey Cola, why don't you just give me a phone call? Hey Cola, what's the problem, man? Yeah, did you not watch the video? Are you not in the chat with us? Yeah. Okay, so now you're logged in. Right, and then we wanted you to start a PCR. You got to keep up with us, man. There's a lot of instructions going on here. I would recommend. What are you using? Are you using a computer or what? Well, you should be able to like minimize one, minimize both of your pages so you can see both at the same time. We can kind of help you out. You can kind of. All right, Brazil. Let me look at your times. The top of the page it says incidents. You're gonna pick on Georgia. You're gonna hover over that. 3.5 PCR. I bailed you out, Cheyenne. All right. We got Wanya's got a problem. Let's look at Ramos's deal. I'm going to take a look at your stuff, Ramos. You guys are forgetting to put a crew member in here. That's the problem. You got to give, All right, I've just fixed yours, Ramus. Okay, great. All right, so we got to do another one. Let's go. All right, so are you actually on the page with to do the PCRs, Cola? All right, I'm going to start all over again. Okay, I just want you to. I'm going to start all over again, and I'm going to do one where you can keep up with us. Okay. All right, I'm out. All right, so I'm going to start. I'm going to start another one. I'm going to do it one at a time. I want you guys to try to keep up with me here. Okay. So here we go. Gymsys EMS 3.5 version form. Okay, we're going to put incident number. It could be anything. How about go dogs? I'm going to click next. Oh, oh, I see why you guys are. Oh, I see why you guys are. Why it's this next button skips over the crew info. All right. So now I'm at 22%. I'm going to click next. Dispatch reason. I'm going to put abdominal pain again. I know it's going to ask, so I'm going to put emergent or lower acuity. Okay. Now I'm going to select Med 1 again. So it's yet another BLS ground transport. First unit on scene, yes. Type of service requested. Now we'll want response to the scene. Response mode to the scene, non-emergent. Number of patients at the scene, none. No patient contact made. He wants me to put a crew disposition in here. So we incident street address. We got to put an address. I like 123 Elm Street. Unit incident postal code 30341. Put yours in there. I don't care. Hit next. Now I'm going to do my times again. You got to start at the top. Okay, if you get these times get out of sequence, you're gonna get it's gonna drop your validity down. Okay, that's how this thing works. Okay. And if the times get out of sequence, it's gonna drop validity. Okay, that's how this thing works. Yay, 100%. All right, so when you get to that point, let me know. All right, I need to hear from you. All I mean that's my third one. I don't know how many you guys have done. That's my third one. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and oh, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? All right. All right, good deal. All right, so now I'm going to save this and then I'm going to close it out. Okay, so let's see how everybody's. Okay, Blount, you've done three. You're still working on one. Let's see, Desiree. Desiree's got two done. Let's see. Oh, three. So Desiree, you still have a problem with this one. Let me just back in here. Let me fix your PCR.
You guys keep forgetting to add crew members in here, and this is why it's not liking it. And look, you might think I'm being a douche about this, but to come be honest with you, this is what EMS is. There's a lot of just paperwork that has to be done perfectly, or you sometimes you can't even go home. I mean, it's unreasonable as hell. I mean, this is why we have this is one of the reasons why we have such high turnover in this business. This is one of the reasons why firemen hate doing anything involving this stuff because I don't blame them. This paperwork is ridiculous. So I mean, you like this is what the state office needs me to introduce you to, and this is what it is. So like you can just guarantee that it's always going to be something that you got to do. All right, Desiree, I'm going to fix your other PCR. Okay, look at that. All right, so here's one. Let me fix Ramos's here. See, it doesn't like your times. It's out of sequence. All right. Okay, let's see. Did Cola ever get in here? Let's find out. Hey, is this better? Are you guys able to hear me better now with this microphone headset thing on than it was before, or should I just go back to what I was doing? Okay, all right, cool. Thank you. So it doesn't look like Cola got into the game here. Interesting. All right, we got to do another one. So how see that we got to do five. All right. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, I think you guys are starting to. Why don't let's see if you guys can do one on your own without my help. And let me reach out to Cola and find out what's going on with him. Okay, can you do that? Bang one out on your own, and then we'll do one. We'll make this into like a call type deal. Okay. Hey, all right, what's going on? Are you not able to get logged? Are you not able to start one, or what? I can't even see it. Are you using? Do you already have access to my gym sys through an ambulance service already? Yeah, I know. There's a so if you have so we added you into our what agency does it say that you're in? I think that's the problem. I think we can't see you because you're in somebody else's agency. Exit out of that form, and at the top of the page you'll see like image trend elite. Top of the page you'll see like don't leave the site. Exit the PCR. Just hit close. Okay. That little red button at the top of the form. Just hit close. Okay. It's going to put you on this page. You'll see at the top of the page image trend elite, and you'll see these little links at the top of the page. Oh, it does. Okay. All right. Okay. Still can't find you. Well, you can't. Well, you want to add Abdul. You want Abdul. Can you hit save? I'm trying to be able. I want to be able to see it. I just don't see it on my end. The hit save. Yeah. Hit save. I'm trying to be able to. Ah, there you are. Okay, great. All right. I tell you what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to log in as you and finish this out, so we can all do one together. Okay. Okay. All right. So, but look. All right. So I'm on PCR. Go dogs. True info. Abdul. You have to give him a role. Crew response role. And again, dude, this is part of EMS. This is why people don't do this job very long. This is one of those things that burns people out. It's part of the job. Under true disposition, no care support. You got to log in. You got to drop down. I got you at 97%. I'm going to start at the. I'm going to redo your times for you. Boom, boom, boom. If the times aren't in sequence, this validation thing's going to kick in, and it's going to give you. It's going to destroy your validation. Okay, it is now. Why did you put Ricky Abrams? Like you're the actual person completing this report. You don't have to. It should just automatically have it in there because you were logged in. All right. All right. Now we're done. All right. So now I'm going to hit save. All right, so now, and then I'm going to finalize it for you. Finish it. All right, so now, ready? Save. All right, so now I need you to do. We got to do more of them. So let's. Can you bang out another one? Yeah, start another one. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm out. Okay. All right. Okay, Brazil's having some problems. Let me take a look. All right, Brazil, yours. Let's see. Your times are out of sequence. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that, 100%. Wow. I mean, and again, you might say, "Wow, this is anal." I don't disagree with you. Uh, somehow you got the time. Somehow the times got out of sequence. I don't know how it happened. But if you kind of have to start at the top and then move to the bottom, sort of thing. Yeah, and you might as well start understanding that this is one of those things that EMS, that ambulance service expect. So, like, I know this guy across the hallway, Moody. He hires new people all the time. There was some student that just got her EMT, and he hired her, and so now she's got to do a PCR, and she just couldn't fathom that we needed all this information to run a call. She just couldn't understand it. She's like, and she just quit. She's like, this is ridiculous. Now, personally, this is what I think. This is my personal opinion about this. So, look, I've written about 20,000 patient care reports. I would say I'd probably say like 5 or 6 thousand. I would say like maybe 3 or 4 thousand of them were written on paper. Well, actually, maybe more like maybe 5 or 6 thousand were written on paper. Okay, and the rest were done on this with this digital thing, which I preferred the digital because my handwriting is so bad. But anyway, the problem was that, but people really don't like. People really get pissed about this. And you can imagine some anal retentive ambulance service owner has to have this paperwork done perfectly in order to get billed. So I mean, like just to get paid, you're gonna have to have this paperwork. It's got to be pretty much perfect. So it so a lot of you guys are coming in at this from the perspective um, of a like maybe you're doing transport in a wheelchair van or something like that. And all the only times they kept up with was like when you got there, when you dropped the person off. This is a lot more to this, and you have to understand why. So why do we need all this information? So it's um now what I want to do is kind of show you the relevancy to this. Now that you kind of understand the lay of the land here by doing some canceled calls, let's go and actually run a call and see what that looks like. Okay. All right. So are you with me? Okay. All right. So now I have a little video that I created. I did this through. This is an AI video. This is kind of my first soiree into AI video, so it's a little cheesy. Um, so anyway, whenever you're watching this, let me know. Okay. So Brazil's in there with us. Anybody else? Desiree. Okay, cool. So now we're just going to run a simple call. All right, here we go. Okay, so the ambulance crew is checking their equipment when the radio goes off, and this is what AI thinks your radio looks like. Awesome. Okay, and so they have a call, and apparently there's a third person in the ambulance. I don't know how they spawned another person in here. So they get the call, and yet there's another person in here, and he's got some kind of like an undercover vehicle uh, light on there. Again, this is AI. I didn't exactly 100% make this. I'm still getting used to this. Here's another crappy looking radio that everybody has access to, and they're apparently in a car. So now, which is amazing. But anyway, so they're en route to this call, and now they're discussing it, and the apparently there's another driver here, and Jesus, video kind of sucks. All right. Eh, this one sucks. All right, hold on. Let me try a different video. Hold on. Let's see. Forget about that one. Let's okay, here we go. All right. Okay, so here's the ambulance crew. Ambulance crew is talking. They're looking over their equipment, and that's not what an ambulance looks like. Whatever. And then they're going to get a call. Apparently, he's really interested in tape. All right, she's also interested in tape. I don't know really what that's all about. All right, now we're getting a call from dispatch, and so now they're going to tell the dispatcher that they're en route. And so the call is like a person with abdominal pain or chest pain or something. We're en route to the call with our weird radio. So now the ambulance is leaving the station. All right, now it's going through traffic, and the dispatcher is giving updates. The dispatcher says, "Be advised, your patient is having a seizure." I guess he's still in the back inventorying equipment while his partner's driving. It's so weird. And why do they have lights inside this ambulance? It's crazy. It's amazing what AI thinks reality is. All right, so now they end up at this person's house. All right, so let's start. Let's stop for a second, okay, and let's kind of put this together with the the scene size up, okay. All right, so so here we are with the Chinese menu. All right. All right, so here we go. Here is the Georgia EMS Academy Chinese menu. Okay. and we see. All right, so let's look at the call. Where are we on this call? Okay. So thus far, where are we at? What have we done so far? We just made it to the scene, right? So we actually made it on scene. All right, we did performed a scene size up. So did the scene look safe? Was there a mechanism of injury? How many patients do you think you have? Do you think you're going to need additional help? You tell me. Okay. Thanks, Desiree. But what do you think? So how many patients do you have? We're just taking something we learned in class and we're trying to we're kind of now I'm giving you like a call. All right. So let's watch the video again and keep and think about it from the viewpoint of the scene size up. Okay. So let's go back. We'll rewind it. All right. So we're at the station. We're screwing around. We're really interested in tape. All right. We get a call. We get a dispatch. Right. You're going to have, we get dispatch for a person with probably abdominal pain. Okay. We're driving lights and sirens across town. Okay. Um, somehow he's still doing inventory in the back of the ambulance, an efficient ambulance crew, and he arrives on scene. And this is the scene where we meet him. Right. There's no mechanism. There's one patient. Right. Good. You follow what I'm saying? It's like what I'm trying to get you to do is I'm trying to write what you see. Like the reason why patient care reports tend to suck is because people really actually don't know what the hell they're doing. It'd be a lot easier. This would be a lot easier if you just knew what you were doing. Wouldn't you agree? So the so now we have a scene size up. Now let's just take a look at this and look at this patient here and see what type of. So she's clearly has abdominal pain. She's meeting us at that. So we had no additional. So now we're going to approach the patient. Now let's go back to the Chinese menu and do our primary survey. All right. So now we're doing the primary survey. And does it look like the patient has signs of circulation? Do you think the patient has signs of circulation? Yes, she does because people who are dead don't aren't able to meet you on the front porch. Right. Okay. You see that? Okay. So now, will there be any need to assume manual control of the cervical spine? I would say no, since there was no mechanism. What is the patient alert? Yes, the patient is alert. So do we need to check the patient's airway? Right. The patient's alert. So does the patient's airway need to be assessed? No, that's correct. The airway is clear. So, but we do have to check the patient's breathing. Let's see if we can see if the patient's having any problems breathing. Right. Uh, would you say that the patient looks like she's having problems breathing? Would you say the patient looks like she's having problems breathing? Yes, I would think that that appears that looks like the patient's having problems breathing. I don't know who this other person is in the yard, but whatever. It is AI, so it just kind of adds shit to the scenario. I don't know. I'm still learning how to use AI, so just some of this we just have to just. All right, there she is. So is she having problems? Do you think she's having problems breathing? Well, no, that's not really true. Could a person have could a person have problems breathing and still be able to talk clearly to us? I mean, just look at her breathing. Does it look like she's having problems breathing? Let's go back and look. All right, you ready? I don't know what this cutscene is. I don't understand. Anyway, we're gonna get inside the house. See, she's in a lot of pain. See, she's kind of tripoding there. Do you think she's having? Do you think that looks like she's having problems breathing? Yeah, I do too. So I think I would. Would you give her oxygen? Why not? Does she not look like she's having problems breathing? I would give her oxygen because it looks like she's having problems breathing. See how easy I make this? That's who needs to get oxygen at this point. There are people that can talk to you and still would be having problems breathing. Okay? Shamika's like, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna give her. I would give her oxygen. Okay, that's I mean, she looks like she's having problems breathing right off the bat. Even if it's just pain, she gets oxygen. Done. I don't think these guys thought the same way of it, but it is AI. All right, moving right along. Do you think this patient has a radial pulse? I would say that she's walking around and stuff. She probably does have a radial pulse. That's just my guess. What do you think? Yeah, I would say just based off the video, I can't reach out and touch her, and feel for a radial pulse, but I would say that she probably has a radial pulse because people that don't have a radial pulse typically don't can't walk around. That's usually been my experience. Yeah, she can walk, so I'm thinking radial pulse is probably okay. She probably has enough perfusion to walk around the house, even though she looked like she was having some problems breathing, right? So I'm not telling. I don't want you to convey that all people who are alert are having difficulty breathing. I guess what I'm trying to say is, do all people who are can walk? Do you think they have a radial pulse? I would say about 90% of the time that'd be true. Okay, so um, moving forward. All right, so we've done a primary survey, and then what's going to be our follow up assessment here? But what would happen next? So we've done a scene size up a primary survey. She's talking to us, and there's no mechanism of injury. So what's your follow up assessment? What's going to be our follow up assessment after this? Yeah, non-rebreather mask. Good. That's good. All right, you guys are starting to think about it now. You guys, but now catch up with me. We've already given her oxygen, which we can't see there. Um, we've checked for a radial pulse. She's talking. There's no mechanism. What comes next? Don't tell me you guys forgot everything. You just did this last weekend. It's true. I mean, according to the Chinese menu, what do we do next? Here's the Chinese menu. Let's go back and look at it. All right, so we've done it's a crossing over from well, look, nachos is what you do for people that are unconscious. Let's go back and look. So here we are. We've got this. So now we got to choose a follow-up assessment. All right. So was there a significant mechanism of injury? And let's yeah, there you go. She's alert. Now you're starting to get it. There's no mechanism of injury. Is the patient alert? Yes, the patient is alert. So what do we do next? We do a focus history and physical exam. Good. See, just like we did in class. The only difference now is now we're dealing with a something that's a little bit less. Yeah, it's a little less logically constructed. Now we're using our logical reasoning that I've tried to teach you the whole time you've been in here, and and what we're doing now with it um, is we are looking for um, but now we're just applying what we learned in class to something that's a little bit more realistic. Okay. And then we're going to do this focus history and physical exam. All right. So let's see. All right. And so here we go. Focus history and physical exam. This is what you guys have been looking at. Focus history and physical exam. And then, all right. So we got to do a sample history. We got to take some vital signs. And then we got to perform a focus physical exam. All right, so let's talk about so we're going to come back to that. But now we know how. So what do you think you're going to write down? Right. So that's what you're going to do. But now we have to write it. How are you going to write this down? What do you think you're going to need to put in there into your patient care report? Kind of indicates that you did this because look, believe it or not, the patient care report doesn't really have any way for you to it doesn't just automatically populate with all this kind of stuff. You have to actually add the information in yourself. So this is what I would do. I would write the patient care report the way the call was ran. Okay, so yeah, you might be familiar with various types of ways to write up PCRs like SOAP. That's one that's done. We did this for years, SOTC. This stands for Subjective Objective Assessment Plan, and then SOTC stands for Subjective Objective Treatment Changes. By the way, what is subjective and what when I say what is subjective and what's objective? What's the difference between subjective versus objective? What is that? Because trust me, this is a construct that is on. You're going to have to understand this. It may be a question that rises on the registry exam. What is the difference between something that is subjective versus something objective? And again, I taught firefighters for years, and let me tell you, those fuckers they couldn't understand any of this shit. I mean, it was like impossible. But you guys, like, what is the difference? I don't feel bad if you really don't understand. But this is an honest question. What is the subject? Yeah, okay. So subjective is what the patient tells you, objective is what you see. Okay? So something that you can objectively see and measure is objective, something that the patient tells you about. So now let's do a little let's understand what let's move a little bit further into this. So let's say that the patient tells you that they have high blood pressure. Is that subjective or objective information? I know it's in the focus history and physical exam, but what I'm trying to say is this subjective information or is this objective information? And again, let's redefine that. Subjective is something that you are told, where objective is something that you saw. Right. What the patient told you versus what you see. This is subjective. Good. Okay. Now what? Now what if I said you saw? Right. No, it's not objective because the patient told you that. It's subjective because the patient told you that. And again, this is like one of those lofty ideals that you're supposed to know about. How it comes up on a test, I don't know. Subjective is what you're told. Objective is what you see. Okay. So subjective is let's look at what about the patient's blood pressure. Is that subjective or objective information? Blood pressure, subjective or objective? Which is it? Did someone tell you the blood pressure, or did you take the blood pressure? Yeah, if you measured it, right? What if a firefighter says the blood pressure is 120 over 80? Is that subjective when a fireman tells you that? All right. Anyway, all right, moving right along. All right, so um, I don't want this to become counterproductive. Yeah, it's objective if you measured it. It's subjective if somebody tells you. So if you go to the dialysis clinic and the dialysis clinic says, "Oh, the patient's blood pressure is 150 over 100," is that subjective or objective? No, it's subjective if told by a fireman. I'd say it's very subjective if told by a fireman because their blood they're only going to give you one number. It's going to be 120 over 80. Okay, so let's now see if we can't run us a patient care or write a patient. Let's look at the rest of the scenario and see how it unfolds. Okay, so we're having a conversation with a patient. We're getting all this information. We're writing it down. You see that? This is the conversation. Right. Of course, they decided they're not giving this. Now he's touching her stomach. This is a physical examination. Seems rather inappropriate. Oh yeah, I didn't see that part. That makes me uncomfortable. Oh, now we put a different patient on the stretcher, which is really funny. And that's actually a hospital bed, which is really even funnier. That's not an ambulance stretcher. I mean, I got a long way to go with the AI, just so you know. And yet, how'd this other third person get in there? And apparently, you can drive your ambulance into the ER, which is really hilarious. Oh, you're still on objective. Okay. And now these two are having some camaraderie or whatever. And like, he's like, hey, look at my biceps. And now they're back in the truck, uh, restocking the ambulance. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Um, these scenarios kind of suck, actually, but that's the best I could do. All right. So now let's go and do another PCR, okay? So now what I want you to do is log in again, because I think it probably at this point you probably timed out. Mhm. Okay, so I want you to log into here, and we're going to start another patient care report. Now we have something. Now we have a story, right? Incidents, 3.5 version form. All right. So now what I want you to do is start another PCR. When you actually see the PCR, when you can start it up, I want you to just to let me know that you're ready. Okay. All right. So let me know when you're ready. When you're seeing this page. All right. Blount's ready. Oh wait. Oh, I forgot. I can give you a. Oh, look at this. Yeah. Ooh. Keep it 100. All right. Ready. Oh. You know what I figured? You know what my daughter told me? She said that emojis mean something totally different now. So like, all right, good. You guys, we got four people ready. Can we get five? Can I get five? Can I get five people ready to move on? Okay. That leaves us with Shamika. Are you ready to start another patient care report? And Cola, are you with us? Shamika and Cola, are you ready? All right. Well, I don't know if you're ready or not, but anyway, here we go. All right. So now we're going to do a patient care report. So now let's start at the beginning. All right. So now we're going to do it. We're going to write this up. So incident number. The incident number is go home. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to hit next. Crew info. We're going to add Hamer. He's a previous student. And he's going to be a caregiver at the scene. And that's going to give us 22% validity. Okay. The dispatch reason was abdominal pain. Okay. Now, what was the response to the scene? Were we lights and sirens to the scene? Do you remember from watching the video? Well, if you were paying attention, the ambulance was going lights and sirens. Yes. Okay. It was kind of ridiculous, but yes. All right. So we're gonna go emergent. Okay. Oops. I don't know what the difference in dispatch party was. Emergent. Okay. I don't know if EMD was performed or not. Okay. Oh yeah. By the way, what is EMD? Just so you know, EMD is emergency medical dispatch. So that basically means that's like sort of like a how would I if I was actually talking to these patients as a call taker, I would Ask them questions. I wouldn't just say, "Oh, we need to go to abdominal pain." I'd ask them questions about it, and there's sort of a set of prompts that you would use to do that. Okay, so then we click next, and we're on Med 1, and it's a BLS ground transport. Did anybody see the fire department on scene? I mean, I didn't see anybody from the fire department. It seemed like they sent another ambulance crew, or seemed like there was a lot of other people there, but I didn't see the fire department there. Okay, so I'm gonna go with oh, is that a light? Is that an emergency light emoji? That's pretty funny. Perfect timing. All right, so first EMS unit on scene. I'm gonna go with yes. As far as I could tell from the video, again, it was the AI video. They kind of added a bunch of stuff to it. Again, I don't have the AI thing down yet. I'm working on it. I think what I came up with was pretty good. I got a couple other. I came up with 4 videos last night. So I'm going to say we were the first EMS unit on scene. I don't think there was anybody from the fire department there per se. Okay, and then we're going to click next and type of service requested. It is a 911 response to the scene, and response mode to the scene was emergent. Okay, and then we're going to move on to next, and we have a single patient. All right, and we did make patient contact. So you see what I want you to see what happened as soon as we said single and patient contact made. Watch what happened to the page. Oh hell! Look at now. All this other stuff is now required, and the validation dropped down to 34%. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Like when you start putting this information in here, all of a sudden, like if you say, "Oh yeah, we made patient contact," all this other stuff is going to then be required. They have this state of the art validation that's on here. So right now, everybody should be looking at 34%. Is that what you're seeing? Mm. Okay, so next we're going to say patient evaluation care. So patient evaluated and care provided. Yes. Okay. The crew disposition. We uh, provided care supporting let's see, back in service, provided care, initiated primary or provided care. Uh, oh yeah, initiated and continued primary care. That's what we did. Okay. Transport decision. Transport by this EMS unit and this crew only. All right. Next. Incident location type. It was clearly a residence. It was 123 Elm Street again. It's a popular place. It's in Chambly. Okay. And then we're going to move on to miscellaneous type of scene delay. We didn't have any delays. We didn't have wasn't a disaster. And then we're going to put our times in. All right. So now we have to now we have to add more time. So like I'm just going to start at the top. Boom, boom, boom. It almost doesn't matter what it was as long as they were in sequence. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And again, you would have to you have to make sure the times are all in order, because if the times are out of order, it's going to flag it, and you're going to be sorry. Okay. All right. You should be looking at patient info. All right, is everybody looking at this page? I'm going to give you a minute here to make sure that you're on this page, okay? When you're on this page, let me know that you're ready, all right? All right, let's do this. Okay, so now we're going to put the patient's information in here. Let's see if we can see if this is a repeat patient. This is a nice feature I like about these is repeat patients. Oh, it's turned off for your agency. Well, that sucks. Okay, I'll have to figure out how to turn that on. But anyway, anytime you have anytime you start off with a patient, instead of putting all their information in, start with the patient information. Because if you had if you had $100, right? Do you? I mean, like you had $100. Would you bet that that ambulance had picked her up before? Think about that. Do you think that ambulance picked her up before? What's the likelihood that she's a repeat patient? Hmm. I'm gonna go with let's put $100 on that she called last week. What you'll find out is that for the most part, people that call 911 have called 911 in the past. That's like one of those little things you figure out. I don't know how many years it took me to figure out that that most of our patients call 911 all the time. That like everybody was a frequent flyer, but at some point it became apparent to me that that was the case. That everybody was that everybody was just like calling 911 all the time. So anyway, it is what it is. All right, so let's just say her name is Smith. Last name is Smith. First name is Jane. Okay, date of birth is 1/01. Let's see. Yeah. 01 1 1 2001. Yeah, man, it's just kind of hard to work with here a little bit. Let's see. So, don't you hate these freaking keyboards? All right, here we go. Maybe let's try this out. 01, insert. Let's see here. All right, there we go. There we go. 2001. All right, so 1, 2, 20, 2001. Wow, that was painful. All right. Okay. Age, units, and years. She is a female. She is a white person. Oh yeah, look at the races on here. By the way, you've got American or Native American or Alaskan, Black or African American, Native Hawaii or other Pacific Islander, Hispanic or Latino, and Asian. Yes, they want the patient's social security number. That is no shit. 1111111. Give me a break. I would say that she is probably uh, she probably weighs 140 pounds. Okay, and she's probably oh length-based tape. All right, so length-based tape is usually for pediatric patients. Okay, so length-based tape. Oh yeah, what's the times again? The times are just go with. Let me back up to the times real quick for Shamika. All right. Actually, you know what? We'll come back to the times. We'll come back to the times. Okay. All right. I'm gonna click next. All right, and then the patient address is the same as the incident address. We can add the patient's phone number. 404 404 444 4444. It's the patient's home number. She lives ITP. That's inside the perimeter. They're even asking for patient email address. That's crazy. Look, I mean, you might say, why would it? What about so you would say like, oh, what about the patient's driver's license number? Why would that? Where would that be applicable? Would that be applicable in a car accident? So I mean, a lot of times the police officer will give you the patient's driver's license, and you'll be able to get that information. And yeah, it's almost like you're hoovering up everybody's information on every call. It's a little creepy when you think about it. Um, moving on next. All right, closest relative or guardian. We can just skip all that. We don't need to put anything in there. There's nothing that's required. All right, so now they're going to ask infectious disease related questions. Prior to symptom onset, has a patient had close contact with somebody with similar symptoms? Oh, yeah, because everybody's freaking has access to people with COVID. Prior to symptoms, did the patient travel outside the community? How about no? All right. So we're just going to go through page by page on this. Medical surgical history. All right. So I'm going to tell you her history, and she has a history of um, she's she has high blood pressure. Look at all this. See, so we got this from actually talking to her, and she said, "Oh, I've got high blood pressure." Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, okay. Let's see. Um, Kind of hard to get it. Let's see if we can find it here. Okay. Okay, here's all the stuff. If you click this little box here to the right, it'll give you like you'll be able to like look up all this stuff. So high blood pressure, hypertension. Let's see, pulmonary hypertension, essential. Oh, here we go. Essential. Wow, I never would have guessed that. All right, and let's say that she's also a diabetic. Okay. Okay, she's a type 2 diabetic. Okay. All right, great. And then she doesn't tell us anything else. And then so the patient told us her history. Okay. And then she told us about her last oral intake, which was like a 1 hour ago. Uh, let's see. We'll make it. Uh, so you can actually start with the time now, and you can back down. I hope y'all are following this. All right. And then alcohol drug use. Let's say that that we found a bunch of alcohol containers at the scene. So we would report that. Oh God, this is so this is so like it's like so much more information than they ever asked before. This is crazy. All right. Um, and then patient practitioners. I don't know. All right. So we're moving on to the next thing. All right. Possible pregnancy. I'm going to go with no. Patient medications. All right. So she takes some medication. So let's say that we found lisinopril. Okay. Awesome. All right. And then we also had insulin. Okay. Lantus. All right. So those are the medications that she took. Patient allergies. She's allergic to anesthetics. She has food allergies, no known food allergies. All right, moving right along. Immunizations. You know what? I don't even think you should ask about immunizations, honestly. But whatever. All right. Barriers to patient care. I didn't see any, so it seemed like we could just walk right up to the front door, went to her house, and it was no big deal. All right. Patient complaints is the chief complaint is abdominal pain. It's been going on for 2 days. Maybe they want that in hours. Let's see. How about 40? Let's see. Clear. Let's say 48 hours. Okay. Time. Oh yeah. All right. Hours. Okay. All right. Next is primary symptom. We're going to select this from a drop down list. All right. So acute pain due to trauma. No. Chronic pain. Let's see if we can find abdominal pain here. All right. So it looks like it was lower abdominal pain. Hey, right off the bat, anybody want to take a guess as to what her complaint was, exactly what her problem was? If you said ectopic pregnancy, you'd be right. Then you've been paying attention. All right, more information. Provider impression. I'm going to go with. Let's see if we can find provider primary impression. Let's see if ectopic pregnancy's on there. Ectopic. Oh, no way. All right, I'm going to say pregnancy. Pregnancy. Mhm. Interesting. I don't see ectopic pregnancy on here. Let's see if we can find it on here. Interesting. There's no. I guess we'll just put this here. All right, great. All right, moving right along. All right, so initial patient acuity, I would say, would be non-acute. It's not a cardiac arrest. There was no injury, and there's no stroke. Not telling us anything about pregnancy. Vital signs. We're going to add some vital signs. Okay, baseline vitals. All right, so this number here is going to be screwed up. Yeah. All right, we'll probably have to go back and change the time here. Obtain prior to for the unit EMS care. No heart rate 110. Palpated. Pulse rhythm was regular. All right, we did a cuff manual auscultated. So the systolic blood pressure was 120 over 80. The patient was alert. All right, here's something that we really never talked about, this Glasgow Coma Scale. All right, so the Glasgow Coma Scale is a um hold on. Can y'all hear me okay? Let's see. All right. So the Glasgow Coma Scale is a 0 to 15 scale that talks about the patient's level of consciousness. It's ideal for patients with head injuries. It's not ideal for anybody else, really. Okay, so instead of saying the patient's alert or not alert, the Glasgow Coma Scale can give you like a lot of these shades of gray. Okay, so Glasgow Coma Scale. The patient opened her eyes. The patient was oriented. Okay, and the patient obeys commands. That's a 15. All right, and the initial the Glasgow said initial has legitimate values without intervention such as intubation. All right, and we said okay, and then we're moving on to the next one. Oh, and it's going to flag this because it doesn't like our times. Oh, I'm adding a secondary provider impression so it stops flagging this. Okay, next. We didn't do a 12 lead. We didn't ask her about pregnancies. It's going to flag the vital signs because it doesn't like our time. Okay. Oh, hold on. We didn't put the respirations in. Yeah, see, it doesn't like the time. No, we didn't do the rest of our vital signs. So we got like 98%. Okay. Respiratory rate was like 24. It appeared to be labored. Okay. At some point, we're going to have to tell this thing that we gave the patient some oxygen. Okay. Just know that that's coming. All right. Labs and imaging, no. Physical exam. Moving right along. All right. So next week we keep going. Cardiac arrest, provider narrative. All right. So now we should all be looking at this narrative. All right. So what exactly did we do on this call? Do you remember? Did we do a scene size up? Did we do a primary survey? Did we do a focus history and physical exam? What did we do? Do you recall? All right, good. All right. So that's what I believe we should write, okay? So this is what our patient care report should reflect. I believe your patient care report should reflect what we do. This is the Georgia EMS Academy philosophy of documentation. Now, like, keep in mind, I wrote all my patient care reports with some kind of prepackaged format, like subject, like SOTC or SOAP or whatever. But I think the problem is that you may have to explain this to an attorney in a courtroom at some point. So I went to court a few times, and I had to explain this either in court, actually under oath, or being or through a deposition, or just some informal queries made by attorneys. And so they ask the dumbest questions. They don't understand anything that we do. Anytime that you can write something down that sort of indicates that you know what you're doing, like the heat will come off of you immediately. Okay. So that's what I think you should write. So I think we should frame this up like this. So scene size up. I don't think there was anything to report here. There's no mechanism. Okay. See? Boom. Yeah. There's nothing else to report, right? I mean, that was the only two factors that's the only two pieces of information we get out of a scene size up. Everything else is a decision that we make. Or it's either safe or it's not safe. You know, you could write on there scene was safe. We didn't require additional resources, but I'd say to get the point across, I'd say like no mechanism, and we got one patient. I think that's you can shorten it to that. All right. And if nobody knows what MOI means, then you can explain. Well, MOI means mechanism of injury. All right. So then we got the primary survey. Primary survey. So we have our patient was alert, apparent respiratory distress, radial pulse. See? See, that's all I would put on there. I would say, well, the patient was alert. What does that tell me about the airway? Well, the airway was clear. The patient looks like they're having problems breathing, so I'm probably going to give them some oxygen. Okay, which we haven't written down yet, but we're getting there. Okay, and then finally, I would say, um, then I do a focus history and physical exam. Look, we don't have to write everything down because think about it. Well, did we not capture the patient's history and medications and allergies already in a form, right? Is there any reason to write it down at this point? Since you've already captured it somewhere else on the form, is there any reason for you to put it in this narrative? If we've already captured the patient's allergies, we know that the patient has abdominal pain, but we really don't know that much about it, right? Because there's only so much you can capture in a form. But we do know about the patient's allergies, medications, previous medical conditions, last meal, and last oral intake. So the only thing that really is not captured on there that we need to add is the patient's complaint in their own words. Okay, and so, and additionally, if you're talking about complaints, we should also talk about what they're not complaining of. Okay, so here you go, abdominal pain. Patient complains of lower right and left lower quadrant abdominal pain. Denies um, vomiting, or actually, what I like to do is like nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. But it's a patient nausea or vomiting. Patient advises she is um, sexually active. Okay, there we go. We didn't need to know that, but anyway, she told us this stuff. So anyway, this is what she told us, and so we write this down, and that's literally all that you need to put down there. Okay, because again, the patient care report more or less writes itself now with all these little blocks and stuff. And so, and also the other thing too is like, what is like, so you're going to run into this a lot is like how like how much documentation do you need to put on there? Like so exactly what is an appropriate PCR narrative is pretty up in the air right now. Nobody really can agree with it. The older the person, the people that are my age are like some are picky about it and some are not. I happen to just be a little bit more open minded about it because I mean we're already nickel and diming you to death with these stupid boxes on here. So why not take it easy on you and just like write just some minimal stuff and and tell the story, okay? And then finally, I'm going to put what we did here. So you put it all together and you get we assessed the patient. We took some vital signs. We gave the patient some oxygen, which is we haven't yet to put on here yet. O2 via non-rebreather mask, and then we contacted and transported to the hospital, XYZ hospital. Okay, does that make sense? So that's all I'm going to write on here. There's it doesn't have to be a masterpiece. It doesn't have to be it can be pretty short and sweet because you spent all this time putting all this data in here. I mean, the PCR is practically written. All this stuff is written. There, like think about it. If you go before an attorney and you rewrite the PCR in the narrative, what's an attorney going to think about you if you just put all the information that you ran on this call in the narrative? What are they going to think about you? They're gonna think you're a fucking moron, is what they're gonna think. They're like, oh, this guy is so fucking stupid. He spent all this time putting all this stuff in here. Like that's like it's literally repeating the same information. Oh yeah, by the way, there's also a auto narrate function on here. What do you think it has in it? It just basically a snap. It just basically gonna rewrite stuff from the narrative. All right, so next we're gonna go into transport. So number of patients transported in the EMS unit was one. How the patient was moved to the ambulance. This is important. See, this all used to be things that we had to put in there, but now we have a drop down menu for it. So I would say that we put the patient on a stretcher. This is like really good. I mean, like it like right off the bat, you just like you don't have to actually be that good at writing patient care reports to write a decent one anymore. There's just so much information this thing captures. You don't have to worry about it. All right, transport mode from the scene. We went non-emergent. Patient position, I would say semi Fowler's position. EMS transport method was ground ambulance. Condition of the patient at the destination was non-acute. Destination transferred to Capital Regional Medical Center. Reason for choosing was patient request. Patient's choice. Hospital availability. Capability is just a general hospital. All right. Hospital activations. We probably didn't activate anybody. So we're going to have to say it's not applicable. All right. So what exactly is a pre-arrival alert or activation? Let's see. Let's see what kind of options are here. Sepsis. How about just no? Okay, there you go. No, we didn't destinate. So what is a specialty team? This is a stroke alert. This is a sepsis team. This is a cardiac arrest. I mean, there's just various pre-arrival, like when you're en route. There's just like, hey, we got a cardiac arrest coming in here. All right, we'll assemble the code team and put them in room 4. Or hey, we have a stroke alert here. All right, get the CT scanner ready. All right, so then you got some billing information, and that's pretty much all the mandatory information about this. All right, so now let's go in here and look at the timeline. So they give you a timeline, and we got some vital signs, but you can see that the vital signs are out of sync, right? So it gives you the ability to go back in here and figure out like when is a good time. So we got arrived at patient. So let's just make this 9:18. All right. I'm gonna make this 9:18 and 30 seconds. All right. And that should basically. Mm, we'll come back to it. All right. So it's probably. Let's see. How about we make this like. Oh man, I still didn't like that. All right. All right, we got that off the. All right, great. All right. So one thing we forgot to put in there was um, we forgot to put in um, that we gave the patient some oxygen. So see if we can figure out where to put that information in here. Okay, IV, IO, other. GCS. Hmm. Let's see. Okay. Mm, situations. Nope. Mm, oh yeah, they want the mileage. 12222. All right, well we wrote it down the narrative, so it's in there somewhere. 12223. All right, great. All right, so now they want us to go back here and look at the times. Okay. So crew information. Number of patients in disposition. There's something on here I didn't like. Here we go. BLS, crew info. Mm, no, he likes our times. Let's see, we'll add another guy in here. Oh, maybe we need to add Abdul in here. Let's see. Abdul, he's an EMT. He is the. All right, there we go. So they wanted 2 providers here. And there you go. That is 100%. All right, so what does yours look like? So I'm going to save this. I'm going to hit validate, finish incident. Going to hit close. Let's see how you guys are doing with this. Okay, affirm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you're still working on yours, affirm. Desiree. All right, let's see what's happening with yours. So this is who's having problems here? Hmm. Oh, there's Cola. Dragging ass. See what's going on with Cola here. Uh, mm. All right, so you guys at least know how to do this, okay? So we'll be and the requirement is that you have to do 5 of these. So I'm going to need to see 5 patient care reports at 100% validity, okay, in order to file review you. Do you understand? You can't get your vital signs. All right, let me log in as you and see if I can help you out here. All right, so all right, I'm logging in as you, Brazil, and okay, vital signs. Let's just put not applicable time. That's going to deflag it. Okay, and then cardiac rhythm, EKG type. All right, so then you got to go in here and manually put the stuff in. I think you can actually do so you get like 120 over 80. Okay, we have a heart rate of 112, 150, 112. We auscultated it. And there you go. That's your vital signs. Okay. Let's see. What does it not like here? Oh, plus is a cuff manual auscultated. There you go. All right. Now we hit OK. Great. So that one's at 80. So now you're at 89%. Okay. Let's see what else is a problem on yours. Okay. So crew info. It needs. Oh, you needed crew members too, Brazil. So I'm going to give you 2 crew members. Okay, it's something they didn't like on your patient disposition. Oh, here's the problem. Level of care provided. BLS. Bam! Now you got 100%. How you like them apples? I fixed it for you. You're welcome. Okay, does anybody have any other questions? So again, the requirement is that you do 5 of these. Okay. So basically the rest of if you have to do more, you can just do canceled calls, just like we did before. We started off on a canceled call, then I showed you how you could use this on a real call. Okay. So, but yeah, I can't file review you unless you get 5 done. Does that make sense? So if you didn't get 5 in, can you handle this on your own? Because I got one more thing to do, and then we can call it a day. So I don't want to frustrate anybody. Anybody that's having problems, I can definitely help out. All right. So, I mean, are you guys even there? Are you listening to me? Okay. Ephraim's there. All right, Desiree, you look like you're still working on it. Okay. Okay. So, can you do this? Can you do the rest of this on your own, or do you want me to just keep going over this? That's my question. Oh, are you the only person? Can anybody else hear me? Mhm. Okay, good. All right. So those of you that aren't done, we're going to get on you. All right. So now we got. I need to show you something else. So I need everybody. I need everyone to. I need everyone to change. To 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 pay attention to what I'm talking about because I got to show you something else that's important that we also need you to do. Okay. So when you're ready to move on to the next thing here. Okay. Good. So you're done with this. All right. So anybody else, other people can still work. Like Cola's a little bit behind, so he's going to have to do some on his own. Okay. All right. So now the next thing we need you to do is we need you to go here. Okay. When you get on here, I'm going to need you to create a new account. Oops. Okay. All right. Let me know when you're ready to move on. Okay. Move forward. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go on here and you're going to create an account. So you're going to create a login name, a password, and you're going to that's going to ask you some questions. Okay, so I'm going to try to demo this, but I can't. There's only so much I can do to demo this. Okay, um, this would have been a little easier to do in person. But you would have put like a login name, like okay, hold on. There we go. All right, so select state. Hold on, hold what you got there. I'm going to see if I can't get on that page too. Tell you what, just fire at me. State or federal agency? State agency. State agency. State. There's only so much I can do with this. State agency. All right. When it goes to the next one, let me know. Okay. Select department or agency. It's going to be agency. Uh, oh man, I don't know. Let me see if I can do this. All right, here we go. You ready? You should be looking at this. No, you guys are already fucking this up. So just work with me here. All right. So you state district public health. Okay. And then it's going to be DPH state office. Okay. And then it's going to be Office of EMS and Trauma. Then it's going to confirm all this. And now it's going to ask you some more questions. It's no, it's state, district, county, public health. Let's see. You may be able to go back and hey, you can actually go back and just look what I just did. Okay, you can actually rewind just a little bit. Use the rewind. Just actually go on the playhead and just review it. But you'll see public state. So it's going to be state, district, county, public health. So it's state, district, county, public health. Then state, public, county, district health. Then Office of EMS and Trauma. Then Georgia EMS, Medical Director, Peace Officer, Firefighter, Specialty Care Center. You're going to click on Georgia EMS. Then you're going to get current or future licensed EMS provider. Then I want you to confirm these selections. And then you hit continue. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't make the system up. I have to just get you in here. This is unacceptable. Freaking acceptable. Unacceptable from the word go. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you. It's going to say Georgia office EMS ID number. Now I'm going to give you that. Okay, so um, Brazil. Let's see. Okay, so Brazil, this is your number. That's Brazil. That's your number. Okay. Let me just do that again. Brazil. Okay. All right. Let's see who else is on here. We got F firm. We got Blount. Uh, let's see. We got Shamika's on here. And there's Shamika. Who else we got in here? We got Desiree. Hmm, Desiree. Let's see. We got two more here. We got um Cola's in here somewhere. I hope. I don't know. Cola, if you're out there, this is your number for it's your state EMS number. Okay, and we got one more in here somewhere. Who's the other person? We got who did I miss? Who did I miss? Blount. Or Wanya. I got you. Okay, Ramos. Got you. Got you. Yeah, no problem. I figured it. Just figured it out. How could I forget about Wanya? About Ramos? All right. There you go, sir. Thank you. Sorry about that. Are you going to pop that into that spot, into that number there? Okay, stuck at state, county, district part. You're going to click. Let's just rewind, okay? Um, can you rewind here? You can, like, go to the playhead on here, and you can just go back and look where I did, okay? So you can. There's a playhead. Use the playhead. To simplify on that page, so you go. So state, district, county. You're going to click on DPH state office. DPH state office, and then you're going to click on Office of EMS. And then you're going to click on Georgia EMS. Current or future. Okay. All right. Are we there yet? Okay, good deal. Yay! All right, so get all the stuff in there. Okay, are y'all on the next page? All right. Nope, you do not. Just hit finish creating account. Right, now it's going to send you an email. Once you do all that, it's going to send you an email. All right. Once you're in there, it's going to once you do your once you confirm your account, it's going to want you to update some things on this page here. Okay. So you're gonna have to update your profile. All right, so you guys, are you updating? What's going on right now? I can't be you, so I can't see what you're doing. So can you help me out and let me know, like, where are you at with this whole process, so I can, if I know if I can move on or not. Okay, did you get past your blount? Okay, all right, good. All right, great. Let me show you what to do next. Okay, so after you have your account straightened out, it's gonna say you're gonna go on here and you'll hit save, and then you're gonna scroll down here to Georgia EMS training, and you're gonna find this class here. I'm not familiar with group code. Is this Cola? Is that Cola looking for the group code? I'm not quite sure what that is. Anybody know what the group code? I didn't see it. There's no group. We never ran into a group code. You're going to take the congenital adrenal hyperplasia class. This class right here. And you'll click launch. Your organization can be Georgia EMS Academy. Oh, okay, yeah. The question is like, what do we put in these spaces here? Okay, so I mean, you can put whatever you want in there. I mean, this is actually not a government website. Organization can be Georgia EMS Academy. Um, NA for everything else. I think you can just put NA for everything. To be honest, here's the other thing you're gonna have a hard time with is you're gonna have to find. You're gonna go through. There's no professional license number. Professional role. You'll have to select three professional roles that best. But like just pick whatever. Okay, but you have to follow the instructions to get past this part here. Okay, great. So once you finish that, right? So it's not going to let you take a test unless it's not going to let you take anything until you have done that. Okay, great. All right. So now I'll go back to that page. All right, and I'll go back to the page again and show you this. All right, whatever. All right. So now we are. You're just going to go to the congenital adrenal hyperplasia class, which you would have found here. I'll make back up so you can see it again. EMS training, congenital adrenal hyperplasia. Okay. Yeah. Very good. All right. Then just launch the class. And then what I want you to do is watch the class. You'll have to take a test. And then you're going to have to, you'll take the test. And then you'll take the test and then you'll like get a certificate. And we need the certificate. You need to send that to us. Okay. So that's what we need you to do. So I want you to take this congenital adrenal hyperplasia class and send us the certificate when you get done. Do you have any questions? If you're still trying to having problems logging in or whatever, you can just use the you can press the you can actually just go on your playhead on this um on the live stream, and you can review stuff that was showed you on here. Anything you want to see, I can show you can see go back and look at it um again later. All right, so I'm just going to leave this up so that you can do that. Do you have any questions? Because I'm about ready to pull the plug on this. And again, it's going to be up to you to have all this stuff done. We can't file review you unless you do all this stuff. Okay. So if you're having a hard time with this, then maybe you want to call us, maybe give us a call, or maybe you want to or maybe you want to come back tomorrow when we do this again for the other EMR group. Okay, you could always come back tomorrow. So if you're really having a hard time following this, maybe try and come back tomorrow and we can get you straightened out. All right. Any questions? Okay. Cool. Was this a good way to do this or what? What do you think? Give me some feedback. You didn't like it? No. You got until the end of the class. So, like, whenever the time we said, I think the 30th, 28th, or whatever. Okay, cool. It beats the shit out of coming in there to try to do some of my stupid tablets I got in there. So that sucked. All right, so yeah, we're gonna be up your ass about this, so don't worry about it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop streaming. And if you have any problems or anything, just holler at us. I got another class in about an hour. Yeah, that probably would have been. All right, cool. Very good. That's fair. Fair enough. Okay. Very good. All right, I will. I'll be in touch. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna stop streaming, and you guys feel free to work the playhead and review anything that you need to review. And if you need to come back tomorrow, you're more than welcome to come back tomorrow, or you can just give us a call, whatever you want to do. But right now, I'm gonna step out, and like I said, I'm gonna be back on here in another hour to do one for the AEMT students. So anyway, I'll be signing off. So thank you so much for your participation, and as always, we will be in touch.